Did WWE actually fix Cody Rhodes last night? Sammy says on today's Hot Take, we got loved, angry Cody Rhodes. Hope this time round they let him and Randy go crazy. What you didn't like last time with Pat McAfee or Jelly Roll? Shocker. Loving angry Cody Rhodes. I wish he would have been even more angry, like when CM Punk and him had a confrontation. I kind of wished Cody would have been like, listen, I believe you. You didn't see it, but let's just be honest here. You're only champion because it was 2-on-1, and then he just walked. So anyways, for the rest of the night though, Cody's a man on a mission trying to get at Randy Orton. Cody came out twice, 2 segments. Whoa! Randy is cutting a promo, or he's about to, and then Cody just comes out, and we don't have to wait for him to clap hands with everybody to get on the ground and tap it and go, whoa. No, he just goes for it. And then Randy runs away, and he starts yelling. They had a good back and forth, too. It is definitely picking up exactly where it left off before WrestleMania. Basically, whatever happened on this episode of SmackDown was probably supposed to happen on the episode of SmackDown where Pat McAfee showed up, but TKO derails everything. This is like the Snyder cut of the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud. It's like what the original vision was supposed to be. And I am hoping that we keep Cody super angry. Keep Randy still just trying to be the worst version of himself, because that's what we need here. That's what Cody Rhodes needs. Let's see some more hot takes. Kelly Scott says, so I'm liking the rebuild of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton feud, but I hope they don't rush it just so Cody can get back into the world title scene and Randy can win number 15. Yes, it doesn't really need a championship, and this is a good way to just keep Cody out of the picture. Now, I want Randy to get number 15. I want Randy to get number 16, 17, and 18, so I never have to remember WrestleMania 41 again. But yes, let's just keep them away. We could do ourselves like a Triple H Shawn Michaels feud where these two just top name talents are just going at it. Feels like a main event program, but no title, meaning other people can be in the main event. Isn't it kind of sort of refreshing seeing CM Punk and Kevin Owens, a feud we haven't seen in WWE, in the main event program? Just Nandu says, Cody Rhodes is so much better when he's not champion. 100%. Finishing his story, fine, that was great. But after it, not so much. Feels like every time he's champion, he's booked to have the most confusing and awkward booking decisions that only tarnish his credibility. So I'm assuming you didn't like the Jelly Roll, Pat McAfee, Travis Scott stuff? Like, Cody Rhodes' title stories are just, like, you just scratch your head. You wonder, like, why are we doing this? Why did John Cena turn babyface 3 days before SummerSlam? What is going on here? It's so weird and complicated because TKO just is like, Jelly Roll, Travis Scott. It's like, wait, bring in The Rock just so he can never appear again. And then Just Nandu also says, can't wait for you to hit 22,000 subscribers. Oh, you're close. Yes, I might hit 22,000 subscribers in the next 6 months. I'm like 49 subscribers away. And Just Nandu's, that guy right there, he is, last time I checked, was at 632 subscribers. So, if you love very underrated YouTube channels that do like mini little documentaries, go check out Just Nandu's. I love his stuff. And speaking of the number of subscribers I am trying to get more by holding a belt giveaway. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away this belt right here in my quest to quit my day job. All you got to do to win is comment below and subscribe to the channel. It is not a toy. It's a replica and it can be yours. Malcolm Boeing says that wasn't a good decision on their part to have Chelsea pinned. Her reign is going to be short. I can feel it. So Chelsea Green, she is your interim women's world champion. Just won it at SummerSlam. She might even be the actual women's champion right now because Rhea Ripley actually had surgery and it's looking like she might be out for 6 months. But either way, it's being treated like the legit real deal championship, and her first, not title defense because it was in a tag team match, she's the one that eats the pin. Now, last night, I said that it wasn't that big of a deal because Chelsea Green is kind of a chicken champion, but I did kind of sort of reconsider. The fact that she is a babyface champion does kind of change things. If she was a chicken heel champion, then it's like whatever, you know? She takes the pin in a tag match, don't matter, I'm still champion. But as a babyface, yeah. And on top of it, it really does nothing for the storyline of JC Jane and Fatal Influence versus Tiffany Stratton. Like, it literally does nothing for Chelsea to lose. Maybe if it was something like whoever was pinned, that was the champion that they were going to face next week, then I would understand. But as it stands, this was a match that was part of the Tiffany Stratton feud. And Tiffany is the second champion, and Chelsea Green is a babyface who, while comedic, shouldn't necessarily be a total chicken champion. She should eke by victories like an Eddie Guerrero, but not necessarily run away from things. She's going to have to definitely use her brains and her creativity to win. So the fact that she's a babyface, I do take back my stance last night saying that it wasn't a big deal that she lost. Actually, I feel now that it was. And that's my gut reaction last night. Sometimes you think about something and, shocker, you're allowed to be wrong in this world. It's just, you gotta backtrack and be like, yeah, people, actually, I've reconsidered. Last night I thought something, today I think something else. So yes, I agree with everybody. Chelsea should not have eaten the loss unless it was a direct conduit to JC Jane versus Chelsea Green. Pin Tiffany Stratton, so next week it looks like JC Jane has Tiffany's number. But I want to be clear, I'm okay with Chelsea Green not being like a dominant champion. I want her to eke by wins. Don't forget, how did Eddie Guerrero beat Kurt Angle at WrestleMania? He took off his shoe, he tricked Kurt Angle, and then he rolled him up. Like, that's the kind of stuff that Chelsea should be doing. Skywalker3 says, hot take, KO has never been able to translate real emotion in his face or voice. Tonight highlights it. I'm gonna say I've always loved Kevin Owens promos, so I don't agree with you. However, last night, I did feel that there was something missing in Kevin Owens' promo, and I want to read this hot take. Matt is Haunted says, it's rare I disagree with you, Chop. Wait a second. This person disagrees with me? I'm gonna have to ban him from the channel. How dare you disagree with me? I press record on a camera. Therefore, my opinions are gospel. No. We are totally allowed to disagree with one another. Matt is Haunted, and you're being very respectful about it. So, that's cool. I love that. I don't want to be an echo chamber. I love that we can actually discuss things. That said, I'm not going to read his comment because of disagree. No. It's rare that I disagree with you, Chop, but I thought the Owens Punk segment was excellent. Call me naive, but the off-mic talking and the facial expressions, it felt real to me. The best blurring the lines segment in a long time. Actually, Matt is Haunted. Maybe we don't disagree because of the entire promo, I thought the best part was in the beginning. I got really hyped, actually, and then my hype kind of declined as the promo went on. But when Kevin Owens and CM Punk really got in each other's faces, and there wasn't a microphone, and it actually went on for 20-25 seconds. It was a very long time, and it was at the beginning of the promo, not the end. That felt real, and that was awesome and amazing. So I actually really liked that. Overall, I liked the promo, but I felt like it was missing something. It was kind of like, I want you, Kevin Owens, to go out and deliver a shoot promo on CM Punk without mentioning anything in your past. It's like, I felt like WWE Creative cut the feet from under Kevin Owens. He did the best he could do, but at the same time, I felt like they told him to pull his punches on CM Punk. And then CM Punk, though, on the other hand, just kind of went all in on him. calling him fat. Like literally like looking him up and down. It was like, I was skinny fat. You're just like, okay, yeah. No one would have called you. You would still be working a 9 to 5. Which is interesting that CM Punk would say that. Like literally, CM Punk was kind of a heel last night. To use a 9 to 5 job as an insult, that, well, I mean, historically speaking, wrestling is a common man sport, and common men usually work 9 to 5s. So like CM Punk was like, he was allowed to go all in, and Kevin Owens couldn't even say, you said I shouldn't wear a t-shirt while I wrestle. Honestly, it was good for what they were allowed, for what Kevin Owens was allowed to say, but I don't feel they really allowed him to say much. Jimbo Slice says, in a way, I'm glad KO and Punk didn't show their best work tonight. I feel like that was the issue with Roman and Punk. They cut their best promos in week 1 and nothing else lived up to it. And I'll put it this way, I don't know of any other fan base out there that is like, I want my movie, my TV show, my book to start off really subpar. That way they have time to make it interesting by the end of the book. No, you start off interesting, and then you don't dip, you actually just keep it interesting, and then when you get to the end, it actually becomes more interesting. It's like, we go up. We go up. We don't start really low because we only have one good thing to say. That is not how you tell a story. You start good and you get better. Have one good all-in promo, just going at it, shots fired, and then for the rest of the build, just stories. I don't need them to hold back. I don't want Kevin to hold back this week so next week he can go all in. You know what that leaves us? It leaves us 2 C+ promos when we could get one solid A plus promo. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, they wouldn't hold back on promos. Trust me, they would not. And that was must-see TV. And I know I'm in the minority here. I know everybody is like saying that this was a A+ home run. I'm saying it was a B-. It was above average, but I know the potential that these two have, and I know that it could have been way more. And please go back on my channel. I put my money where my mouth is. I have a whole playlist of me just booking things. So, like, it's not that difficult. Israel Mondragon says, correct me if I'm wrong, but what happened to moaning and whining doesn't get you a title match, and that they need to get to the back of the line, brother. But when Cody does it, he's the exception because he was robbed by Randy. What about Sammy, Drew, Finn? Those guys never got a rematch or were robbed, and now Cody has unfinished business with CM Punk. I mean, you're not wrong. Wrestle Don says, I think the reason why people are saying the KO Punk promo fell flat has a lot to do with the fact that the only true heels in the main event scene are Sammy and Gunther. Yeah, I think they were trying to make Randy Orton a heel, but the fans just won't let it happen. And the crowd cheers for Randy, KO, Seth, Cody, Roman, Oba, LA Knight, and Punk, which means there's 8 faces and only 2 heels between both shows. And both titles are held by baby faces as well. Yeah, you're right. If we're not going to make Cody a heel, then just make CM Punk a heel. He was acting very heelish yesterday, so just make him go all in on it. Alfonso Passion says, if you know the story of Punk and KO, you know why this segment felt kind of funky. So I will say this, there are a lot of people who loved KO and Punk last night. If that was you, great, awesome for you. But I think what Alfonso Passion is saying, they left a lot of the story out. And even commentators, Wade Barrett was like, we were asked not to say everything about their history. We were asked not to speak on their history. So, like, now it's even part of storyline that they're not allowed to talk about their good stuff. And it's like, honestly, if CM Punk is so anti-establishment, shouldn't he be like, you know, I'm going to say whatever I want to say. Here's a pipe bomb for you. They asked me not to say it, so now I'm going to say it. But no, and please hear me when I say this again. I actually liked last night's promo. I just felt something was off. Mr. Pete says, this might be a hot take or not, but Trick needs to go back to being a tweener. Babyface Trick doesn't hit the same. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the problem is, since he has that whoop that trick chant, like he can never be a full heel. You know what I mean? Because the fans are gonna whoop that trick all the time. And WWE loves when the fans chant something, so they don't want him to be a heel. And I think Trick is just a natural heel. He's such a natural heel, and he's still learning how to be a babyface. So you're right. I wish he would get some of that tweener energy. Bishop Marley, though, says, I'm kind of glad that Baron retained against Trick, because if Trick just won the belt back a week later, then what was the point of losing it in the first place? Hopefully Mello can take the belt off Corbin and make this mean something again. Well, I would argue, one, there was no point in him losing. Trick should have lost the belt to Carmelo Hayes. 2, I actually don't mind 1 week title reigns. It's just kind of freshen things up. I mean, I like that Sami Zayn got a 9-day title reign, so I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but I don't like that Baron Corbin is a transitional champion to get the belt on Carmelo Hayes. Just Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. That was the match at SummerSlam. That Lemur says, God, it's great to have KO back, as something was missing without him. That said, Punk has to lean heel in this feud because there are no top heels and no one wants to boo the guy who just came back from injury. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they did this. Honestly, they should have what if they would have had Kevin Owens go up against Gunther right away? What if Gunther was like, yeah, I'm going to retire Kevin Owens, add him to my list. And then maybe Kevin Owens could have actually beat Gunther, and then that would have got him into a #1 contender spot against CM Punk. And then the fans could have got a lot of that cheering out of their system, because nobody would cheer Gunther over KO. So yeah, I think they should have done that. It's OTW says, looked like R-Truth was on Ron Killing's timing with the War Raiders. We got to see more of that. He can't just be comedy all the time. Shinsuke video package was pretty lit too. I miss Samurai Shinsuke. That was like such a great Shinsuke. I wonder who his people are going to be. He said he's not coming alone. I think it's going to be Finn Balor, but it could be Evil from NXT. I heard there's another guy that was signed, so we shall see, but probably Finn Balor. Probably Finn and Shin. Yeah, R-Truth actually became Ron Killings for half a second, and then he started kind of in the comedy again, but it was nice to see Ron Killings come out, and actually, it was nice to see Damian Priest not just smiling all the time like a big goofy idiot. I liked actually seeing some passion and competitiveness in Priest last night. So hopefully they can keep that going. Red Devil Replay says, really minor hot take here, but the agents point apart the brawls should be different on Raw and SmackDown. Surely in kayfabe, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce have their own teams of staff. It's always the same combination of Helms, Williams, Daivari, Dystra, and Jason Jordan. You're right, actually. You know what? You're absolutely right there. I mean, it doesn't ruin the show, but it would be a minor detail that would enhance the show. The devil's in the details, so I agree 100%. Major Mario says, oh my, SmackDown was actually good. Not the show of the year, but it was better than usual. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It felt like it was missing something. Not gonna lie, felt like it was missing something. And even when the big stuff happened, I was like, why is Tatum Paxley suddenly friends with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair? Like, what's going on here? But overall, I wasn't bored. TTJC says, I wish it was winner take all for the tag team titles. But if the Tungans pin one of the War Raiders, then they could challenge them for the titles. Okay, so next week it's a triple threat. The Tungans versus Damian Priest and R-Truth, and also the War Raiders holding the AAA championship. I honestly wish that not every main roster WWE star had to hold a AAA title, and I wish the Raw and SmackDown title would be unified, but not the AAA title. Just keep that at AAA. You see, the dad says, Randy and Cody's promo was fire. Let's hope they get the right amount of time to do it. And why are they wasting Blake Monroe? Yeah, why did we even have Blake Monroe come to the main roster, beat up some people in backstage segments, have full vignettes just to disappear? Just keep her in NXT at that point. What are we doing with her? It's come on. And where's Jordan Grace? Where's Ilya Dragunov? Where's Gunther, who had a huge program at SummerSlam? So it is a mystery why we just take people off TV. No idea. All right, boys. All right, girls. See ya. Bye.